Today, we're making Din Tai Fung's famous Shanghai Rice Cakes with chicken at home. This is my favorite Din Tai Fung dish, but eating out these days is stupidly expensive, so I figured, why not just make this dish at home? Not only will I show you how to make this delicious dish at home, but it costs a fraction of eating out, and there's so much more food. It's a great option for Lunar New Year, dinner, or just meal prep. This dish is packed with flavor, and the rice cakes are perfectly chewy. There's veggies, protein, and overall, this is a wonderful meal to enjoy without having to break the bank. If you love Din Tai Fung, then be sure to give this recipe a try. So, let's get cooking. We'll start with an optional quarter teaspoon of MSG. Yes, this is optional, lol. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1.25 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of Chinese black vinegar, and stir this all about. For the rice cakes, we're using about 1,200 grams of refrigerated rice cakes. We'll put these into a large bowl and separate to make sure none of them are stuck to each other. Then we'll soak this in room temperature water for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're not trying to make these softened, but we're trying to rehydrate it a little bit. In another large bowl, we'll add about 1.5 cups of spinach. Then we'll take a head of napa cabbage and slice to about 1 centimeter wide pieces and roughly 1.5 cups of this cabbage. Make sure to wash this thoroughly and then put into a bowl. For the chicken, we'll take 1 large chicken breast and thinly cut this into pieces. On a wok set to high heat, add 1.5 tablespoons of oil. We'll also add a pinch of baking soda to the chicken that will mix together to help velvet the meat. Also cut into slices 2 garlic cloves. Then add this to the hot oil. Let this toast up for about 45 seconds. Then we'll add the chicken. Toss the chicken around to make sure all the thin slices get cooked and separated. We'll also drain the water from our now soaked rice cakes. The rice cakes should not be fully softened yet, they should still be firm. Continue to toss the chicken until fully cooked, and add a couple spoons of the sauce. When you add the sauce, be sure to also toss the chicken to make sure everything is nicely coated. Once the chicken is fully cooked, gradually add the rice cakes to the wok. I'm being careful here to not add too much water. Then add the veggies on top. If you need to, make this in batches. I have a pretty large wok, which is why I'm able to do this all at once. Lastly, we'll add a couple spoonfuls of our sauce on top as well. Before adding the lid on top and allowing it to steam for about 5 minutes. The veggies should soften up, and the rice cakes should soften up too. We can take the lid off and carefully toss everything. As we do this, we'll also gradually add spoonfuls of our sauce while mixing it all together. The rice cakes should now be chewy, and adding our sauce while tossing everything ensures that it is coated with the flavor-packed sauce. Repeat this process for the remainder of the sauce. This should smell really good right about now. The rice cakes are nice and chewy and soft, and the veggies as well just go so well together. It gives this dish some color but also flavor. We can now plate it all up. And boom, we have Din Tai Fung's Shanghai Rice Cakes with chicken at home. This is wonderfully delicious. Each bite is chewy from the rice cakes, but deliciously flavorful from the chicken, cabbage, and veggies. This is just like getting takeout, but even better. Not only does this taste amazing, but all in all, this costs about $15 for easily 8 servings. This is a great option for a family dinner, Lunar New Year, or just meal prep. If this looks delicious, then be sure to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.